Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Subscribe.
During the group psychotherapy session, the patient was looking down at the song lyrics, not making eye contact with his peers or myself. As the teen was staring at the lyrics, he said, "These lyrics are about my life, my anger, my pain, and me." Other group members concurred, as they were noticeably excited by the music while nervously shaking their legs as they were sitting on their floor mats. While the teen patient was still looking down at the lyrics, he said to me, "Do you have any more music by this musician?" I said, Sure.
Told me it calms your nerve. You just think it looks cool. You told me you wanna be different. You just change for the same. You told me it's only natural. You just need the proof. Did you fucking get it?
Hello, this is Enrico, licensed creative arts therapist, New York State. Since my early days as a practicing creative arts therapist, I have been using musician-singer, producer, archivist, and co-founder of Discord Records, Ian MacKaye's music with adolescent psychiatric patients in individual and group psychotherapy sessions. These therapy sessions will focus on a song lyric discussion and analysis intervention, or a projective visual art and or movement to music exploration, or a creative writing intervention where MacKaye's music will be the focus for the patient's writing explorations. For the purpose of this video, I will be focusing on two of MacKaye's many bands that, as a patient put it, tells the feelings of my life. Minor Threat.
You see me in. You never done first impressions. Without a word, you can't believe. You're unfirst, but now you know. You see the word red. I'm seeing red. I'm seeing red.
And Embrace.
My insecurities, I got nothing to hide. My emotions are my enemies for being on my side. What can I do?
Although the majority of teen patients report a general feeling of intense emotional release when exploring songs by Minor Threat and Embrace, they are able to recognize, as they put it, a major emotional difference between the two bands. For example, with songs by Minor Threat, the patients relate to the raw, fist-in-your-face anger, connecting the music and song lyrics to the unspoken rage that the teens experience surrounding their recurring, disturbing, and disquieting life situations. If we take Minor Threat's song Betray, for example, many of the patients use these lyrics as a safe platform to discuss their own rage and anger towards their biological fathers or male guardians, translating the lyrics to mean a betrayal by a father or protector due to their father's ongoing emotional, physical, and sexual abuse.
So what now? Do we shake hands and go our separate ways? Or do I open my mind and follow you into the haze? No! I'll see you tomorrow. Then celebrate the same way. I'm not going anywhere till I quit your fucking race.
Moreover, if we look at another song by Minor Threat, Screaming at a Wall, many patients relate the lyrics to their emotionally immature and unavailable parents that have built a wall around themselves, becoming confused and overwhelmed when the teen patients have emotional concerns and needs.
You put a wall up around you, but now you can't see out, and you can hear my words. No matter how loud I shout, it's like you had a wall. 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 You got a wall.
Some of the patients even target the lyrics at their mothers that have built a wall around themselves, where the mothers do not believe or want to believe that dad could be doing such horrible things to you sexually.
Take that time, and you know it. Can I take it to you? And you know I resent it.
On another note, if we look at songs by the band Embrace, the patients report that they relate to how the mood develops emotionally and the powerful honesty portrayed in the band's lyrics. For example, in the song Building, the teen patients report that they appreciate MacKaye's singing style because it reflects how they struggle with normal ranges of emotional expression and with appropriate control and modulation. In the first verse of the song, we find a distant MacKaye, or as a patient put it, almost quiet, insecure, lost, and self-doubting. This is so true for me. He sounds like me. As the song progresses, we find MacKaye, as a patient put it, exploding with emotional frustration and regret, possibly due to, as patients have reported, being beaten down and ripped apart by family.
Nothing I do ever seems to work out right, and I'm feeling drowning, failure, I can't get what I want, I'm a failure, nothing seems to work out right, the way I live, I can't express the way I feel, the way I feel, without fucking up, something up, I'm a failure.
Although many of the teen patients report that they are able to sit in their anger, rage, and anxiety when exploring the lyrics and music of Minor Threat and Embrace, and connect, meet, and process these feeling states in a safe therapeutic environment, they also find that the lyrics are conveying a positive message, and one that, as the patients report, are encouraging and asking the listener to break out of the mess and move on. For example, in the song Spoke by Embrace, many groups of teen patients find the message, as they report, hopeful because it is telling us to look at our negative feelings in a positive way and keep going to find healthy answers.
What's right or wrong? I can't say. It seems so hopeless and yet I stay because it won't go away. This driving force that makes me speak and care and try to change, rearrange, make sense of this mess. I've got to know I laugh and sometimes I couldn't care less.
As the song progresses, we find the patients applauding the lyrics due to, as the patients report, it's encouraging us not to compromise our feelings, thoughts, beliefs, and lifestyles.
No compromise, no co-op, no giving out or giving up or giving in. No compromise, no co-op, no giving out or giving up or giving in. Smoke!
On another note, when many of the teen patients hear Minor Threat's song Straight Edge, they are curious and want to find out about the meaning of the term straight edge. Initially, the patients are curious about the term straight edge because they feel, as they report, it is about cutting or has something to do with the self-harming culture. However, when they hear the song and read the song lyrics, they begin to understand.
I'm a person just like you, I'm not better than you. Sit around and not know, get on there, I ain't no, that's all, be more than let's go, let me go, I'm giving up, everyone get up, right! I've got straight edge, I've got straight edge.
Without going into great detail, I informed the teens that straight edge is a culture found in the world of hardcore punk and has many competing definitions, and the practice itself is difficult to categorize and lacks a specific school of thought. The practices can range from refraining from using alcohol, tobacco, and other recreational drugs, to refraining from engaging in promiscuous sex, to following a vegetarian or vegan diet. With that said, after further examination, many patients report that they are encouraged by the thought of the straight edge path as a way to stop cutting, as they explore and admit that cutting could be an addiction and look at straight edge as a way to move from a cutting culture to a culture of healing. In addition, for the teen patients that are interested in straight edge culture or counterculture, I will lend them the book Straight Edge, A Clear-Headed Hardcore Punk History by Tony Rettman. Many patients on the unit have reported that after reading this book, they are inspired to practice some kind of straight edge lifestyle that would include stopping cutting, publicly speaking out about sexual abuse, as well as exploring vegetarian and veganism, and of course, listening to more hardcore music. As a side note, besides using Ian MacKaye's music in my psychotherapy sessions, his influence informs my creative arts psychotherapy practice, especially his definition of punk, where he defines punk as a free space.
Keep in mind that for me, punk is the free space. Like the free space where you have a new idea and you get to create whatever you want. It could be called jazz, it could be called hip hop, it could be called blues or rock or beat, it could be called techno. It's just a new idea.
Here, the adolescent patients can explore a new idea, whatever that means for the patient, by using any art form within the free space. Another practice by MacKaye that has influenced my therapy practice is something called DIY, or do-it-yourself, a term that I'm not really crazy about because the definition has historically been a bit hazy. However, I look at DIY as an arts-based research practice where the patient and I can document their experience in the free space, embracing all types of art forms. Here, the patient can document their experience via the creation of a CD, poetry book, conceptual art, or even a video.